If you want to be successful, you need to work hard on building your mental toughness. If you want to be successful, you have to be successful. Why? If you haven't trained your mind to be strong, you won't be able to keep your cool when life gives you problems and setbacks. You'll probably agree that being able to deal with and move on from mistakes is becoming more and more important as time goes on. In today's video, we're going to talk about what makes a person mentally tough and how we can develop that trait in ourselves. Number 10. An optimistic way of thinking. People who are mentally tough usually have a positive view of life because they are sure of their skills and believe in their goals with all their hearts. They are mentally strong because they believe in themselves. It's also important to keep a positive outlook in order to get through hard times and problems. Many people can keep going when others have given up because they have hope. Planning for the worst possible outcome won't help you in any way. We all have hopes and dreams for our lives, like what we want to do, who we want to be, and where we want to go. But almost none of us will ever be able to make those dreams come true. Number 9. People with strong minds don't bother to ask for permission. People who are mentally strong are responsible for themselves. They don't bother to ask permission. Instead, they let their strong belief in their vision lead them. They don't care much about what other people think about their goals. If you think about it, someone like Richard Branson probably wouldn't ask if they could start an airline. They don't let waiting for other people's approval get in the way of what they want to do. This keeps you from giving other people any of your power, which is a huge benefit. Learn to accept the things you can't change and put your energy into changing the things you can. Number 8. Being able to change is the most important thing. Change is the only thing that can be counted on. So being able to adapt and be flexible is not just a nice thing to have, it's a necessity for survival. We live in a time where things are always changing, whether we like it or not. Those who can deal with change and adapt to it are the ones who come out on top. If you want to be a good leader and have any kind of success, you need to work on making it easier for yourself to adapt to new situations. Number 7. A realistic way of thinking about failure. A key part of having a strong mind is being able to get back on your feet after a setback. In 2011, Dr. Sean Richardson gave a TED Talk in which he talked about an interesting idea. He said that we can improve our mental strength by looking at setbacks as chances to delay getting what we want. From what I've seen in my line of work, one of the best ways to be successful is to accept failure and be okay with the fact that you're not getting what you want right now. It's very hard, and you'll need mental toughness to deal with it well. He says that Michael Jordan once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career, and I've lost almost 300 games. I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot 26 times, but I've missed every time. Because I have failed many times over the course of my life, I am able to take it in stride and move on." Doesn't it tell you pretty much everything you want to know about mental toughness? Number 6. Learn how to put off having fun until later. The biggest problem that well-established habits can run into is getting pleasure right away. If you can learn to resist temptation now so that you can achieve your goal later, that shows a lot of dedication and maturity on your part. Number 5. Make habits that will help you get closer to your goal. People who are mentally tough come up with habits that help them stay focused on their goals. Like a professional tennis player who continues to practice every day at the same tennis club even though he or she just won a major title. The habit is the foundation on which their mental strength is built. Number 4. Making a promise. People who are mentally tough tend to be more trustworthy than others. They never miss deadlines or appointments, and they always show up on time. Mental toughness means making a promise to always show up, always do what you say you're going to do, and not get off track. It also means always finishing what you start. This is an important part of having a strong mind. What's the happy news? Unlike talent or intelligence, this is something that anyone can learn to do. We can all promise to do what we say we will do. Number 3. Focus. You can improve your mental toughness by keeping your eye on your long-term goals and not letting short-term setbacks throw you off. This is one way to make your mind stronger. Keeping your focus steady may help you keep things in perspective when you run into problems you didn't expect. Don't let a lack of steady income, bad feedback from customers, or a busy schedule stop you from taking the next step towards your goal. Number 2. Emotional intelligence. Several experts think that a person's emotional intelligence quotient, or EQ, may be even more important than their IQ and that it has a bigger effect on their success, the quality of their relationships, and their overall happiness. Emotional intelligence is based on the ability to understand one's own feelings as well as those of others and act in the right way. If you don't have this skill, you're doomed to fail before you start. Having a high EQ also means that you have a good handle on how you feel, which is an important trait for keeping relationships with other people going well. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is a skill that can be learned over a person's whole life through study and practice. Number 1. The ability to get back on your feet after a setback. A person's mental toughness depends a lot on how well they can get over their problems. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward in the face of problems, rejection, setbacks, barriers, and disappointments. Resilience is another word for grit. It means being able to keep going even when things are hard. There is no easy way to the top, so if you want to get there, you'll need a lot of patience. Here's a hint: very few people have this skill, and the ones who do are the ones who rise to the top. Now, as a side note, remember that when someone claims that they love themselves more than anyone else, other people may view this as narcissistic or self-centered behavior. On the other hand, this is not the case. This activity is not intended to make you feel superior to other people or to make you enjoy aspects of yourself that you ought to concentrate on improving. Instead, it is designed to help you identify areas in which you may improve. Building a relationship with oneself that is not only positive but also beneficial is the focus of this concept. Self-love is having an unwavering dedication to one's own personhood, being aware of the various facets that comprise one's identity, and extending to oneself the same degree of care and affection that is typically reserved for other people in our lives. It's unfortunate that we don't pick up the skill of loving ourselves from a young age onwards. Because of this, we find that we care more about the opinions of other people than we do about the things that we require on a more fundamental level. That was all from this video. We hope you learned quite a lot from this. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done already for more interesting videos.